Hello, it's Real Groove, and I have a question. Who is Kylie Minogue? She is... Hmm...
Hi, I'm Kylie Minogue. I'm a singer. I'm an actress. I'm an all-round entertainer. And I'd like to show you a few more sides of me. Kylie Minogue.
So brightly Kylie returned to the screens in September '94 after 2 years of silence. The single Confide in Me became the locomotive of her fifth studio album titled Kylie Minogue. And this, without exaggeration, is my favorite Kylie's album. This dance pop record with 10 tracks is hard to describe. It has so much of that indescribable 90s vibe.
Moments. Forever. Come to me, baby.
And I was super curious to find out how this album was created by a 25-year-old girl who could barely play a bit of piano. But I want to go beyond Kylie and, using the process of creating this album as an example, talk to you about development of creative skills because of their increasing role in today's world. The main topics is on the screen, but in other words, how to start the process of your own creative development without any given talents. Let's talk not in abstract terms, but specifically. Please share in the comments. What creative hobby do you do or would you like to do? Music, films, pictures, photos, and so on. What questions, crossroads, and problems have you faced along the way, and how did you get through them? And finally, what questions are in front of you right now?
Прямо сейчас. Will you confide?
For example, I can share, I can confide, or confess, what is the right word, that I love to make photos, editing videos and organizing various events, parties and such. I want to dance house and play piano, but I haven't been able to find the time yet. And I'm also writing a music album. I've given birth to a few of lyrics, but it's hard to move forward. But maybe you will hear some songs from me. What does Kylie Minogue 94 have to do with this? This is a period of your active development as a creative personality.
You know, I try to do my work and my job the best that I can. Try to be original.
I want more from my career. I want more.
A little bit of background. Kylie Minogue became widely famous in the 80s, without any talent or achievements. That's why they called her the singing budgie. This is brilliantly shown in the new documentary on Netflix.
Best one was she can't sing. And one of the terms to describe me.
The singing budgie.
But I'm more than just the cheeky girl next door with the bouncy hits.
On her third album, Kylie aggressively set about improving her image, and on her fourth she experimented with R&B music aimed at the American market. Ultimately, her musical experiments were poorly received by a wider audience, and the music press criticized Kylie for her overly vulgar performances and her copy-paste of Madonna.
And some people, I know there were comparisons to Madonna. Some people had said that maybe you were looking at Madonna and using her as an influence. Were you surprised at that comparison?
I think that there's more comparisons between Janet Jackson and myself. We're more the same age. Her image has changed a lot over the past few years, and she's finding a new sexuality.
By the way, about Jackson, in '93, Janet released a stunning album, apparently wanting to shed the stigma of the Jackson name. Kylie was clearly inspired by this album musically, but from a marketing standpoint she needed the opposite. She wanted to be called by her full name and for it to sound cool.
I'm Kylie Minogue. I'm not a kid anymore.
By this time, Kylie had already earned $20 million, but she hadn't earned any credibility. She didn't have a college degree and other work skills, therefore she decided to earn authority in the world of music.
I have to shift the placement of importance, and rather than being sales figures.
To prove to everyone and to herself that she is capable of more, that she is a serious artist and not just a girl who got lucky. And no one guaranteed success.
Or twist.
In '97, Kylie released her sixth most personal experimental album, Impossible Princess, and it was a resounding failure, but subsequently all her work paid off, for example with a second Grammy for the song Padam Padam in the dance pop category, and writing cool pop songs will become Kylie's main passion in life. But I'm sure that this happened thanks to the decision she made for herself in the early 90s, namely, who am I? Who am I in the world of music? What do I want? Can I do? And what does the music audience need? You and I are not Kylie Minogue, but we all have the same challenges. Every second we choose to evolve or to degrade.
The choice is yours, hit or miss.
In small and noticeable steps, making mistakes, taking risks, but moving forward and upward. I have prepared the story of this wonderful album in the format of 10 questions and answers or decisions that Kylie made. So, the story of the album begins. I hope that everyone will find something for themselves, for their creativity. Let's go! In 1992, Kylie's contract with her first label expired.
But I think I'm the only artist that lasted the time of their contract with PWL, because most of them disappeared or had disagreements. So I deserve a medal for my 5 years with PWL.
They released a greatest hits collection with 2 singles. The first is What Kind of Fool? What kind of fool do you take me for? I don't wanna see your face no more, Kylie hints at splitting with the label. And the last single as a culmination of all the joyful collaboration with this label, Celebration. After this, Kylie began negotiations with various music labels about collaborating on recording and releasing music.
Well, making an album with a lot more respect was the most important part. But I met with most of the major labels.
The choice was not easy. On the one hand, Kylie loved dance music and wanted to release something cool and stylish. On the other hand, she wanted to try her hand at more refined and elegant music, as well as improve her singing style.
And all of them seem to offer pretty much the same thing, like a lot of money up front and following along the same line as what I've done for the past 5 years, in which case I didn't see the point in changing record companies.
The choice fell on a small dance label,
Deconstruction Records.
But with Deconstruction, I was immediately attracted to them as a record company because they're very small and independent, but they have a lot of good backing behind them. And they were quite arrogant and determined and charming.
The bosses seemed confident connoisseurs of the dance scene.
What I know about clubs is about this much compared to what they know, so it was exactly where I wanted to go.
And they promised complete creative freedom in all other styles of music.
They said we should just throw you out there and see what happens, rather than just make another album that's very similar to what you've done before.
The general concept that emerged from the discussion was the idea of an album about Kylie herself.
And so there was a settling in period, and we had to decide what this album would be about. And I think what we all wanted it to be about was me, which is what we've ended up with, thankfully, and hence it's called Kylie Minogue.
But where to start with such an ambitious project? The original plan was to throw Kylie into working with producers and see what happens.
We really didn't know when we started, and just kind of throw me out there and see what we would come up with working with different producers.
There were negotiations and meetings with various musicians, some offered their services.
I guess I had to get to know my new record company, Deconstruction, and meet with different producers and different writers, and because we were working with great people, they weren't always available when I was available.
The first session took place with the music band Saint Etienne. You can see exclusive footage from the first album sessions. But the result was unsatisfactory. Kylie wanted something else. Then Deconstruction offered her lyric writing sessions with the Italian duo Rapina Brothers. They ended up recording 8 full-length songs with music, but Kylie decided that the sound direction was not going in the right direction. And they really were just sketches, although I adore some of them. In the end, only one song from those sessions will make it onto the album, Automatic Love. And the song Love is Waiting will be included as a bonus on the Japanese edition. So, the contract was signed in February. By the summer of '93, Kylie was starting to panic because nothing was ready.
I panicked about initially thinking, oh my god, that's it, I'm washed up, over, finished and done with. Because I was so used to having single, churn out another album.
I don't know how she survived the summer, but in the fall, executive producers were found for the album and Kylie relaxed a bit.
But once I calmed down and realized that this was a good thing, it's been best for everyone, I think.
She gave herself time to work on the material in stages and the audience time to take a break from her.
It just so happened that we took a year and a half to put the album together. We took our time so we could get it right, and it turned out to be the best thing that could have happened. It gave me a break, it gave the public a rest from me. Time for the album to grow and to give it time that I could get my personality into it.
In the end, the recording of the album lasted for a whole year and a half, but the main hit from the album was recorded in literally a couple of hours. It was just a matter of taking a risk and trusting. When asked how to trust new people, Kylie has many stories in the trunk, but this is my favorite. Brothers in Rhythm is a music production duo consisting of DJ Dave Simon and music connoisseur Steve Anderson. They had worked with Kylie before. A year ago, they recorded an amazing remix of her song Finer Feelings. I have that single in my hands. I recently bought it. And they were amazed by Kylie's vocals. And they also wanted to try their hand at writing cool dance pop songs. In the end, when they found out that Kylie signed to Deconstruction, he called a friend from the label and said that they wanted to collaborate with Kylie Minogue. The label gave them the green light and said, Kylie will be coming to you on Monday, expect her. The guys were both excited and panicked, because they had never written music for other artists before. They quickly made together 2 demos, kind of a dance track and something similar to the Finer Feelings remix. They knew Kylie was willing to take a chance, so they decided to offer her something that was a mix of dance and pop, mid-tempo with lots of drums.
Probably that's what she was expecting as well. So she's blindsided from the fact that she turns up and there's this weird breakbeat string thing, but she was really into it. So she'd not heard it before.
Dave wrote down the lyrics with the chorus intentionally leaving only the phrase "confide in me." When Kylie came to their studio, the first thing they played her was this song, a demo. They sang it as best they could to tuneless guys, and voila, literally an hour later, the demo vocals for Confide in Me were recorded. You can hear most of these vocals in the final version of the song. Besides, the last lines of Confide in Me were purely improvised by Kylie. That's it. The music was then refined with a bunch of musicians and instruments, but let's talk about this in a separate video. Brothers in Rhythm ultimately became the album's executive producers and recorded most of the songs. Kylie still collaborates with Steve Anderson. Confide in Me, however, does contain some borrowing. In the main hook, in the string section, you can clearly hear a reference to the 80s a cappella hit It's a Fine Day.
It's going to be a fine night tonight.
Brothers in Rhythm denied intentional borrowing, but they didn't argue. Personally, I think they were inspired by a cover from '92 by the band Opus 3. However, the sample didn't cause any problems. The audience received the single with a bang. As a result, we got second place in the UK, and it spent 5 weeks at #1 in Australia. The song received huge acclaim from critics, and most non-Kylie fans know and love this song.
We all get hurt by love.
We all have a cross to bear.
By the way, I recommend you check out my live performances compilation for the single's 30th anniversary. Since I'm talking about samples, how original should a pop album be? The mainstream audience, by and large, doesn't care. Hits like Hang Up, covers from Maya Michelle and even Confide in Me, everyone loves and listens to them, no questions asked. But there are certain music nerds like me who want their artists to do the maximum amount of work themselves. Are there such people among you? Please share, because ideally a serious artist should record both all the lyrics and all the music on the album, right? Let's run through the bare facts as it was with the KM94 album. All the music on the album was original, recorded by new producers. However, some songs were covers. For example,
Time Will Pass You By.
Where Has the Love Gone and Where Is the Feeling were remakes of popular underground house tracks to which they decided to overlay Kylie's vocals and rework the song. As for the lyrics of the remaining original songs, they were also mostly written by the authors. Kylie wrote the lyrics to only one song, Automatic Love. By the way, interesting lyrics. At the same time, the rest lyrics were rather banal, about the search for love, the search for sensuality, sadness over the loss of love. We won't hear anything original there, but sometimes originality lies in simplicity, and sometimes you just want to hear something simple. This is pop music after all. Kylie clearly had no ambitions for songwriting on this album. She was great at combining her own vision with the ambitions of the songwriters.
I don't feel that you have to write your own music. I'm sure it gives a whole new meaning to the song, and perhaps it's more from the heart, but I don't think it's entirely necessary.
At the same time, she was completely responsible for what would end up on the album and how it would sound. And how would it sound like? I heard a phrase the other day, fixed goals kill curiosity, but this time there was no strict direction. Kylie is open to new experience and different styles of music. Let me remind you that Kylie wanted to sound cool and try herself in more serious styles of music.
We had two choices. We could either make an album similar to what I had done previously, or we could just try something different. We were sure that we didn't want to end up here now saying, oh God, I wish we'd tried something different, I wish we'd tried that or that, which is why the album is quite eclectic. There's quite a lot of different styles on it. But I definitely wanted to stay dance and stay pop, but just progress with the music.
That's why the album can be divided into two parts, a dance part and a slower experimental part. The dance part has 4 tracks. The first dance track on the album, number 4, is a 7-minute dance track with elements of acid jazz, Where Is the Feeling, produced by Brothers in Rhythm. Now let's go from the end. At the end there are 3 dance songs. The album closes with the only song from Producers and People. It's called Time Will Pass You By. As I said, it's a cover of a song from 1968, and this is the only reminder of how Kylie sounded before. It's somewhat similar to the tracks from the first studio album. The 8 and 9 tracks were produced by the coolest acid house musicians of that time, Pete Heller and Terry Farley. The 8th song, Where Has the Love Gone, is a rehash of the well-known club hit, Where's Your Love Gone? This was exactly what the Deconstruction label bosses had originally planned. Put Kylie's vocals on early hits from the 90s. The second song of this duet is Fallen. Initially, a demo to this song was recorded by the Pet Shop Boys themselves at the request of the label. But Kylie and the producers thought that it sounded too sweet, poppy and caramel, so it was radically reworked. There was no trace of pop left. Now it's a sexy, cold, attractive house hit for clubs. And here I'd like to add a fact about the length of the songs. The average length of a song on the album is almost 6 minutes. This was one of the points of Kylie's serious attitude to music on this album. At that time everyone loved to record long music, but this was not the rule, but the exception for pop music. Basically pop is shorter after all 3 minutes. The second part of the album was something mid-tempo, atmospheric pop in the spirit of the mid-90s, with references to various artists and the vibe of that period. So, for example, the track Surrender sounds like it could easily fit on a Janet album next to That's Why the Love Goes. This song was recorded by producer Gary DeVox's cover of the song from 1993. Listen to his other tracks if you like Surrender. This is Lenny Kravitz's cousin. Kylie was having an affair with Lenny at the time and wanted to record music with him too, but he was busy. In the end, she recorded with his cousin. In the spring of '94, Kylie flew to New York, and there, with the aspiring producer Jimmy Harry, contenders for the American market were born. For example, track number 3 is a kind of pop R&B funk thing, If I Was Your Lover. It was even planned to be the first single or the second one, but in the end it didn't happen for various reasons. But another song recorded with Jimmy Harry became a single, namely Put Yourself in My Place, which became the second single in November of 1994.
Put Yourself in My Place. I love that song to this day, and it's a real fan favourite as well. I recorded that in New York, in Jimmy Harry's apartment on 11th Street, with his cats crawling over the synthesizers and whatnot.
It's a space-sounding song. It reminds me of a lot of those pop ballads that were around in the mid-90s and late 80s in America in particular. Tell me, what does this song remind of you? I'm curious, what could you compare it to? The remaining 2 songs on the album were produced by Brothers in Rhythm. They re-recorded the song Automatic Love from the early sessions of the album, and now it's such an interesting thing that I can't describe it in words. I can tell you how much I love this song. I love everything about it, the vibe, the soft music, the ingradiating instruments. Kylie's vocals are amazing and the lyrics are interesting too. I'm in the mode of Automatic Love for this song. And finally, the 10th song, my favorite ballad on this album, and maybe in Kylie's entire career. Brothers in Rhythm decided to conduct an experiment or a crash test on Kylie's vocal abilities on the song Dangerous Game. Steve Anderson recalled about this song that they wanted to test how Kylie would sound in the James Bond theme. They invited an orchestra of 32 musicians with a conductor and made Kylie sing so widely. Kylie herself was pleasantly surprised. She suspected that she had such vocal abilities, but she needed the right people who would believe in her and make her risk leaving her notorious comfort zone.
I did surprise myself pleasantly. I kind of knew that I could do it, but I just needed to work with people who would really encourage me and bring it out of me.
It was easy to do. On your own, you may be decent, but if you have a good coach, you'll do so much better.
And I think that collectively the producers really formed a safety net so that I could try a little bit more. I had more time. If it didn't work, I could do it again. Whereas I used to make albums in about 2 weeks.
The important thing is that unlike previous albums, there were no double vocals on this one and that horribly mechanical processing of Kylie's vocals. So we hear vocals that are cleaner, deeper and more confident. The only weak point is the song Time Will Pass You By, which was recorded at the last minute, and Kylie's vocals sound quite crumpled there. But otherwise, I really love Kylie's vocals. They sound very unexpected, high in some places, very long in others. She sings in one breath and does not stop, and it is very interesting to hear. One more thing about live performances. In this era, they were about 50-50, sometimes live, sometimes a studio version from the album. I think it also had to do with the technical capabilities of the show, but besides that, Kylie herself was afraid to perform some songs the way they should be performed.
Was a little worried that I'd be able to perform it as well as it should have been performed.
However, some music critics were skeptical about the attempt to push Kylie's teen voice into the soul diva zone. Write what you think.
She has the thing that I find to be the most important thing on any singer is pure believability. Whatever she's feeling comes out, is that, forget technique, forget everything else. It's, if you want her to be happy, she'll make you happy, she'll make you sad, but the personality embodies the voice. And I put that down a lot to singers that I've worked with that come from an acting background. So they can really get inside the song.
Turns out Kylie can sing, so who is she really, a singer or an actress? The last film Kylie starred in was a full 5 years ago, Delinquents. By the summer of '94, after a year and a half of work, the album was almost ready. In June, they hastily recorded the anticipated collaboration with M People, and then Kylie suddenly receives an offer she can't refuse, and the album release will be delayed another 3 months.
I was offered a role in the film Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme, so I think the record company practically had kittens. You what? Excuse me. Your album's coming out any second and you want to wait for 3 months? So it was great fun. It was really an exciting 3 months. And I learned martial arts and I trained and of course worked with Jean-Claude Van Damme, who's...
You can really kick me, it's alright. I can really kick you in the head.
That's okay, I got pads on, I got my helmet on.
Okay, so sure enough, crack them.
And that's where we need to slow down. Kylie kept getting asked, who are you really, a singer or an actress? In what character? Who is the real you? Go ahead, spill the beans.
What am I today? I'm rather fluffy. I don't know, I'm different. I have so many characters lurking in my body. I don't know what to do with them all. That's why I need to act, you see, to let the demons loose.
Farewell, Egypt. Farewell, Anthony. I do modern roles too. You looking at me? Are you looking at me? Hey, I'm talking to you! Are you looking at me?
She's different, she doesn't want any boundaries, she enjoys the opportunity to be different, not to choose one thing but to play various roles, especially when filming music videos.
I'm changing all the time.
It's that ability to keep changing that may be what's made Kylie such a stayer.
I'm proud that I'm still here. I was proud when I had my second hit, so that they couldn't officially call me a one-hit wonder.
It's interesting that when asked whether visuals or music, Kylie chooses...
I would say that the music outweighs the image, but not by too much.
Nevertheless, she can't deny the importance of visuals. So, which visuals, one of the main components of the image of a dance diva pop singer, will Kylie choose on this album? Where will she stop? Let's look at the most interesting part, the music videos. In the first video for the song Confide in Me, Kylie boldly divided the screen into 6 parts, appearing in 6 different images. She will do this more than once in her career. Who can name the videos?
The inspiration for this video was very pop art, 6 different looks, 6 different backgrounds, 6 different characters.
Sorry, but I can't help but deviate from the script since I'm filming my video in an art gallery. This exhibition is about, I don't know to be honest, about styles and creativity in culture. It's very interesting. It's connected of course to what we're talking about today, but I'm not an expert so I can suggest anything. But this pop art is precisely a reference, or rather, this is exactly what is referenced in the video for Confide in Me, and Kylie herself talks about.
Now, it's a very sort of technical looking video, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very futuristic and a little like pop art, but a bit more minimalist than that. I think it's a nice change from all the black and white that's been around and the grainy and, you know, every coffee commercial's got the camera going like this. So it's very, it'll be in your face.
Well, there's also minimalism and something more modern. Well, we will continue filming. Are you finishing up? Yes, I need another 5-10 minutes. Yes, thank you. Let's get back to the video. I also found that the 6 images represent 6 stereotypes about women. The very idea of the video, an invitation to trust and call a support line, is very interesting and relevant for that time. I'm wondering if anyone has actually used the services. Write to me if anyone has. One of Kylie's images with an afro on her head. Her friend taught her how to do it, and for the first time we see this image from a photoshoot by Ellen von Unwerth. It was an attempt to highlight the dark-skinned roots of the musical divas of the soul and disco era, an element of Kylie's serious attitude toward music during this period.
It's a sensual song, but it's not about phone sex. It's about, we played on that in the video, but it's more about just the secrets, or are you lonely, are you depressed, do you have hidden emotions, you know, just come and tell me. So
this is for the Confide in Me video, 1994. I have no idea who that outfit's by, but it's full PVC top and pants. And it's probably the first time I was schooled in the fact that you have to have talcum powder within the latex to get in the latex. And then there's a whole other story getting out of the latex.
Let's move on to the second video for the song Put Yourself in My Place. But first I want to show you the cover. Guys, look what you see. Kylie is wearing headphones. And this is another element, a small touch, that Kylie takes music seriously. She is a musician, not an actress, but a musician. She listens to music and records music. And the video itself is very colorful and candid and risky.
But I just shot a video in LA.
Yeah.
And I had to be weightless in space, in a pink spacesuit.
Did you?
Yeah.
How did they do that? Zero gravity
tricks.
and all that?
It was mirrors and sticky tape.
Mirrors and sticky tape?
Yeah.
Oh, big budget.
You heard it first.
Yes, a big budget Kylie Minogue video. Sounds like your bedroom.
Let's take a look.
I can't believe that I still feel this way, yeah. I hear that you're in love now, babe, I don't know what to say.
I'm following my feelings. I'm following up what I want to do, and I'm not 18 anymore. I'm 26. So it's just, for me, it's like a natural development, and it's not that I make videos that are just about that. You know, there's humor in my videos as well. And you can see that I don't take it all too seriously. It's more flirtatious, which is what I'm like.
The idea for the video of Kylie flying in space shuttle is a copy of a scene from the '68 film Barbarella, where the exact same scene was done with Jane Fonda. It's especially interesting to hear how Kylie suffered during the filming process. We are proud of her.
It was very painful. It was all different forms of torture to achieve the effect of, or the illusion of flying. And they had me in a harness, then they had the butt plate that was like butt support, they had stomach plate.
They supported your butt?
They did, indeed. And we had some advisors on the set to make me fly. Gary and Larry, they were like, harness guys, we're just gonna strap you in here, Kylie.
And we quickly jump to the third and final video from this album for the song Where's the Feeling. I can talk about this song forever, but for now I'll just say that for the single it was remixed and made into a Beer Dolphin mix. Brothers in Rhythm Dolphin mix.
Brothers in Rhythm Dolphin mix. Mix Дельфина.
The remix featured dolphin sounds. The video for this song is black and white. The style of the video and the Kylie's breathing vocals in the remix were very reminiscent of Madonna's single Justify My Love, which sparked another wave of debate about Kylie's originality and creative abilities.
Tell me everything will be alright. Tell me everything will be alright.
Kylie spent the entire day in the pool and promised herself never to do that again. Spoiler alert, she broke her promise more than once.
The video was shot on one of my days off during the middle of a film I was making in LA. And I froze to death the whole day. The whole video is set in the water. And the most important thing that I wanted to come across in the video was quite an ominous aspect, that there was some imminent danger. Turns out, luckily, to be in the form of a very handsome man.
Moving on to other issues of the era's visuals, we can say that Kylie's large book, the so-called coffee table book with images of Kylie from that era, added fuel to the fire of criticism.
Came out before the album, just to prime people. Nothing more, nothing less. It's a limited edition. You can't buy it. If you were so-called special, you got one, and that's it.
And yet it was actually compared to Madonna's book Sex.
Oh, she's just copying Madonna. Madonna had a book, a similar kind of look. How do you cope with that kind of criticism?
Well, a lot of it, unfortunately, boils down to the amazing literary skills of the tabloid journalists. And I think it's unfortunate that a lot of people have to have their opinions formed by the media in that way. But, you know, in this instance with a book, so many people have released books, and it's nothing like Madonna's book. I think that there's more comparisons between Janet Jackson and myself.
And the next artifact of the era is Kylie's Bible. Have you noticed that we've had this Bible in the corner the whole time? I'll tell you a little bit about it. It features photos from the promo photo shoot for the album. There was a famous photographer, Rankin, who had his own magazine, Dazed and Confused. So, from the photo shoots, they selected 16 images of Kylie, which they placed in A4 booklet called the Kylie Bible, and included it as a supplement to the September issue of Dazed and Confused magazine. It's a rarity. Of course, I don't have the original. Look, there are paper clips here. It's homemade. I just went and printed this little booklet for myself, but it looks good. Let's move on, let's put the Bible back and talk about the magazines of that period, about glossy magazines. Kylie was lucky and was put on the covers of cool fashion magazines, for example, ID, Face, and Sky, in one of which Kylie posed naked.
I did have a rather proud moment, and then, especially since they were all in a row, it's like slap, 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 slap. So I completely see the irony with them as well, though, that years ago they wouldn't have dared mention my name.
I haven't got the one here that's sold out, which is the nude cover. Needless to say, we couldn't get hold of it. Was that entirely your decision to do something?
No, it was suggested to me, and I don't have a problem with it. I'm used to my body. I'm not 100% comfortable with it. You know, we all have things that we're not that pleased.
So, what can we expect from the final album design on the cover? For the album photoshoot, the stylist grabbed a green woman's jacket at the last minute, and it became the basis for the album's visual design, successfully demonstrating that Kylie is now a serious artist and is filming in a jacket. And thanks to the glasses they offered her, Kylie was inspired to lie on the floor with her tongue hanging out, and voila!
Not a calculated kind of, you know, oh, let's put her in a suit and glasses. It was very bright, and the makeup artist had these sunglasses. And handed them to me, and I think that's why we ended up with that kind of attitude on the album cover, because I don't know, I mean, it's something as simple as that, a prop, can change the way I'm going to behave in a photo.
And when it came time to choose the album cover, I basically had two choices, and one was very safe, very classical and very beautiful, and then the other one was that one, which I thought, it was a difficult decision, but I thought, why be with deconstruction and play it safe? So, and the way I let them know, I was in Australia making a film at the time, so I drew a pair of glasses and faxed that. I think it's in your face, which is good, it's nice and strong.
Minimalistic, provocative, controversial. And here's what this outfit actually looked like. So, everything was ready for the reboot of Kylie into Kylie Minogue. Kylie was literally deconstructed, analogous to the name of the label. Minimalistic, stylish album design was thought out. All the pop elements have been removed from the music, leaving a cool, stylish British sound. All the old pop elements of Kylie's image have been eliminated. In August 1994, posters were plastered across Britain with an image of Kylie with an afro and the release date of the new Kylie, August 29, this date of the single Confide in Me. Let's listen to inserts from an interview what Kylie herself thinks about the release of the album, about it in general, and how she would like to present it to us.
We spent a lot of time doing the album, and finally, thank God, it came out.
Yeah. What can we expect?
The unexpected. Just a different sounding album. It's not different to anything you've ever heard before. It's not like I'm doing something too outrageous, but at least it's very different.
So
It's quite textured. It still has a very faint reminder of what I used to do, in that it's got some dance tunes, but it also has the obligatory big ballad, and I think it tests me a lot, and you get to hear my personality come through on the album much more so than anything I've done before.
I'm really interested to know what people think of it. I mean, I don't even like describing it, because I'd rather just let people listen to it and make of it what they will.
Kylie, you brought out your new album, Kylie Minogue, and you previously brought out an album called Kylie. You don't have many names left. Are you worried about new album title?
This is the end. Well, I'd probably have to turn to nicknames, and I've got a good 10 nicknames up my sleeve, so they won't make any sense to you. Rocky, Vivian, Agnes, Minnie, Min, Minx, Todd, and the stories behind them all, but of course we don't have the time to go.
No.
And now we're excited about the next one, so we have to remain patient.
Album, you've worked on it for so long and you've done it, and then everyone wants to talk to you about it, but your head is already on the next thing.
Yeah.
Шестой студийный альбом Kylie Minogue будет изначально назван Impossible Princess, но по иронии судьбы, в связи с некоторыми событиями его в Британии пришлось переименовать, и угадайте, какое имя ему дали? Там Кайли изольет душу, без каких-либо границ. Ну а пока...
You think this is your best one? Yeah, absolutely. So you're very pleased with it? I'm very pleased.
I mean, there's a lot more to go. This isn't the end.
Really?
This is the beginning.
Well, that's it. The album was released on September 17th, 1994. Let's listen to it and enjoy the confident vocals, the vibes, arrangements, and unusual musical moves. Or don't enjoy, write what you think of the 8-minute house jams from this album. Boring, trivial, and interesting. I don't want to listen to this album. 15 years ago, when I first listened to this album, I felt something familiar, and today my love for this album has grown incredibly stronger. I still didn't understand who Kylie Minogue was even after analyzing this album, but I was infected by her sincere enthusiasm, love of music, and openness to new experiences. Write your thoughts about your work, about Kylie Minogue. You can give me advice, you can write about your favorite artists and artists. Any thoughts are welcome. I want this to be a heated discussion, for this video to go viral. This is my favorite Kylie album, and for the same reason I have a plan to shoot an additional video about this album, about this era, and to talk a little about music. I want to tell you about the various remixes from this era. They are simply incredible. I want to delve deeper into the music from this album, talk about and show you the most wonderful unreleased tracks and B-sides too. I also want to talk about the unreleased acoustic EP that was recorded, and perhaps about live performances and future work with Steve Anderson.
Take my hand and I'll lead the way to a brighter day.
Been through the 90s, thank God for the 90s. Yeah, it was the least commercially successful thing ever, but what it did for me and my experience and me as a person, as an artist, as a writer, I'll always be thankful for it.
Life is just a precious minute, baby. Open up your eyes and see.
Thank you all, listen, write, hugs to everyone, bye.
Let it go.